Have you ever looked around a room and noticed someone who easily grabs everyone's attention? They come across as friendly and genuine, exactly the type of person you'd like to be friends with. Then there's the rest of us, moving through conversations awkwardly, worried about saying the wrong thing. Later, we lie in bed, wondering why we said what we did. Today, I want to share a secret to help you become better at talking to people. Let's jump into it. Firstly, it's important to know that you weren't born with social difficulties. We humans are naturally social creatures. Imagine taking a baby and placing them in a room full of people. With time, the baby will learn to talk just by watching others. No one needs to point at objects and say, "Look, that's a toy." "Yes, toy. T-O-Y. Beep, beep, repeat after me." That's not necessary. By simply talking and doing everyday things, the baby can pick up language through observation. Our brains are really good at recognizing patterns and rules, especially in social interactions, which is essentially what language is, a set of patterns and rules. So, it's not that you were born not good at socializing. The reason you might feel a bit unsure in social situations is simply that you haven't had enough chances to practice and get used to the way people talk and act. In simple terms, it's like you need more social practice. And don't worry too much because it's not entirely your fault. Think about it. These days, most of us spend a lot of time using phones and computers to talk to each other. This has become more common with each new generation. Unlike me, who didn't get a smartphone until after I finished college when I was almost 20, many kids today get their first smartphone before they're even 10. We can easily accept friend requests and send messages with just a few taps and emojis. Getting a smartphone later in life meant that I grew up in a time when face-to-face conversations were more prevalent. I had to learn social skills without the instant messaging and social media that are so common now. So, if you feel like your social skills could use a little improvement, it's not surprising. The world has changed a lot, and you're adapting to a different way of communicating than I did when I was your age. But the good news is, just like any skill, socializing gets better with practice. When you're texting, numerous subtle elements are absent, countless patterns and rules that your brain can't pick up about the other person. For instance, factors like body language, facial expressions, tonality, speaking speed, proximity, eye contact, and more. All these elements demand your attention when interacting with someone in person, especially if you aim to make friends. However, all these crucial aspects are entirely absent when you're texting or messaging through your smartphone. It's almost like speaking in person is a whole different language. The reason your social skills might not be top-notch, and why meeting new people makes you nervous, is just because your brain hasn't had sufficient time to fully grasp this social language. You're pretty good at texting, but when it comes to face-to-face conversations, you're not acing it, much like my experience struggling through Chinese class in high school. The key to improving your conversational abilities or mastering any language is straightforward. Get more practice, engage with more people, provide your brain with ample chances to witness and understand the distinct patterns and rules of this social language. Now, you might be wondering, okay, that makes sense, but how can I get better at it? Well, when I was around 18, I tried something called the 100 Interaction Challenge to improve how I talk with people. The idea is to have conversations with 100 different folks in a month. It doesn't have to be a super serious talk. Even just saying hi and running away counts. For example, I'd ask strangers about their favorite hobbies or share a fun fact about myself. Most of my interactions were straightforward, like asking for directions while pretending my phone was dead and I was lost. Another time, I tried striking up conversations with people waiting in line, asking about their day or sharing a joke. Even though these talks seemed basic, they helped me start more meaningful conversations. It turned out to be fantastic practice for my brain, and my social skills got a lot better by the end of the challenge. Here's an easy way to think about getting better at talking to people. Learning social skills through videos is a bit like trying to learn how to play a musical instrument by watching videos. It's helpful to see how others do it and understand the notes, but the quickest way to learn is to grab the instrument and start playing. You might hit the wrong keys or strings at first, but with practice, you'll get the hang of it. Eventually, you'll be able to create beautiful melodies. Similarly, when you go out and talk to more people, it's like practicing playing that instrument. Sure, you might have a few off-key moments, but over time, you'll understand the social notes and rules. You'll know what conversations strike the right chord and what's not suitable. Gradually, you'll speak more harmoniously and find that balance. So, the secret is to go out and talk to more people. Just like learning to play an instrument, practice is key. I hope you enjoyed this video. Do you ever find yourself wrapped up in your blankets, thinking about life while others are already starting their day? If that sounds familiar, take a look at our video on The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. Before you go, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, share it with your friends, and drop your thoughts in the comments. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time, take care.